Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal, where I totally remembered what happened with this slot. I did have a light mech in there that had a flamethrower for the purpose of making it easier for us to do that versatility close thing on low skull missions, and then I removed it so that I could put the bull shark in that slot, and then the bull shark died, and that's what, okay, I got there eventually. You might all be saying to yourselves, I remember that, how does he not remember that? Here's the thing, I have a hole in my brain that all of the information falls out of. That's what it is. It's a medical condition. And that's a fun joke that I tell. But it's also probably true because I have a family. That's a real genetic problem actually in my family. Just a hole in the brain. I've never had a CAT scan, but my mom and my grandma and my grandpa all have it. So I don't think it's actually a problem, but it's definitely a real thing. Anyway, now that you know more about my brain than you probably needed to, you can see I made some changes here. In remembering that we lost the bull shark, I also remembered that that means we have a bunch of bull shark components. So I moved those double heat sinks into other mechs. I made some other changes. I got this Vulcan. I thought that thing that we saw the Vulcan doing with the extended range flamethrowers was cool last episode, so I took our own Vulcan and did that to it, and so this will probably be fun to use. And then just some minor bits and bobs here and there. And then also, we're in the air already, so let's talk about where we're going. I had to fly us one day out into space to get the Vulcan into the mech base so that I could change the design. Here's my plan. Did you, believe it or not, I think we should spend more time in Capella in space. This planet here, Columbine, I found a planet that has the manufacturing tag, has a level of difficulty such that we might be able to see a Shadowhawk in battle, and has 3 of the factions that we're looking to correct our reputations with on it. So I'm hoping we're going to get here and we're going to find some missions working for the Capellans against the Free Worlds League and the Federated Suns, and hopefully we can fix a whole bunch of our reputations at once. I considered staying in Canopian space for longer in order to push our Canopian rep down further, but I think it really doesn't make a lot of sense for us to do anything other than focus on getting those reputation completion points back. It's so many more points of score per unit of effort to do that than it is to try to push the Canopians down to negative 100. Also, Flashpoint spawned, we definitely can't do it. I can't work for the Free Worlds League. That would make things even worse. One other thing I like about Columbine here is that flying to Columbine takes us through a number of systems that we've never been to before, and each one of those is worth 500 points, remember. So this trip is relatively valuable. We managed to get our score back up to 527, which is fine. We're actually not that far off of getting star system completion. We would need another 50 star systems or something. Like it's not close, but I considered it. I looked at the math on the distance we'd have to travel, and I just don't think we have time, unfortunately. But we can still get some points here. Also, I started training up a new replacement. I picked one of the recruits who has all the XP from the travel pod or from the training pods, and started training up a replacement for Foxglove. So we have access to that skill set at least. Although obviously her skills are not quite where you would want them to be. She does not have called shot mastery or anything, and I don't think there will be any time to get that for her. But she's at least we have another pilot who has sure footing and also cool and fent. Oh, it's not like I'm the only noble-born person on the ship, says Skippy, slumping low in your guest chair. I mean, there's you. Why can't Whiplash harass you about their stupid idea? Apparently, when Skippy asked to speak to you privately about something Darius wouldn't understand, it was about the trials and tribulations of being nobility. That's a real first galaxy problem. Okay, what is Whiplash's idea, you ask? Oh, I don't know. Something about cooling systems. He wants me to use my connections to get the idea to people who can implement it. And he doesn't believe me when I say that my birth doesn't automatically open doors like that. And even if it did, I can't waste it on bullshit. Skippy gives you a plaintive look, clearly hoping for advice or at least sympathy. Dude, deal with this yourself. This is not my problem. Also, I don't know which pilot you are, so you having low spirits has no effect. Definitely not one of the pilots that we are likely to actually use for anything. Alright, so when we arrive at Columbine, we will have all of our mechs in good shape. We'll have a reasonable group of pilots. All of our pilots are out of the hospital again, which is good. And we're just gonna, fingers crossed on the store, man. If we can't find the Shadowhawk, like for real, the Shadowhawk is a 35,000 point mech right now. And I will be super bummed out if we never manage to stumble across one. That said, even if we don't get there, even after the major score screw up that is the end of that Flashpoint campaign, I can't imagine why it's implemented. Why would it give you 15 rep with everybody? It's just... okay, never mind. I think our score is still going to be fine. It's going to be okay. Fine is maybe strong. What's the level below fine? It's like okay and a half. North of 500,000 points is whatever. I don't actually know where the thresholds are. I don't know what the score levels are. We might be in like the second highest scoring tier. It's like you can't be too upset about that, I guess. And the real measure of this campaign is whether or not we had fun. And I totally, what are we in, episode 90 something? I totally had, 70 episodes of fun. Some of it's been a little sloggy. All right, we're at 60 days left. All right, keep an eye on that. Let me make sure that I know how long it's going to take to complete this thing. It is a 15-day completion. Okay, so we don't want to run it until, but I got to keep an eye on that. That's exactly the sort of thing that might fall out of that hole in my brain. I'm reasonably sure that it's not a real problem. I think it's fine. Your brain doesn't. You don't need all your brain.
That work order you submitted?
All right, work orders are all set. I don't think we have any reason to try to commit anything else. I upgraded a bunch of components. Like I went through our mechs and I pulled out a bunch of stuff where we had plus versions of the stuff that we could throw in. I don't think it was necessary, but I figured, who knows what mechs we'll want to use on a 3-skull planet, I think 3 Skull's kind of the sweet spot for being able to use a wide variety and array at the same time of mech sizes and types. So we can get a little experimental with our loadouts here once we actually reach Columbine. I have missed the space travel a little bit. I feel like maybe it's just one of those weird memory things. But I feel like we spent a larger percentage of our time flying around in the previous couple of BattleTech series. We've been really committed to fighting robots a lot on this one. Probably it's the same amount of actual flying per campaign. It's just I think I did less on-screen combat in the previous 2 campaigns, and anytime you do a mission, anytime I do a mission on screen, it makes it feel a little bit longer. Because first of all, I'm talking the whole time, and let's be honest, nobody likes that. And secondly, I'm not distracted by community. This mission, this event again. Hydroponics, make the burgers. Don't eat old crates of space meat. That's a little piece of advice. You can take that home into your real life and benefit from it. Don't eat old crates of space meat. Just don't do it. Alright, fingers crossed. Come on, store. Show me the thing. Show me the good thing. There's a whole Highlander 733. No Shadowhawk. Oh, that's a shame. Well, okay, we can still find it in actual combat. Is there anything... Oh, machine guns with pluses on them. +5 shots. Oh, I was like, oh, +5 ammo? That's only 1 extra fire, but it means it actually... It takes it from an MG5 to an MG10. That's actually amazing. Is that one of the best... Jeez, is that one of the best upgrades that anything could possibly have? It doesn't really... At this point, it's a little bit late for it to matter very much, but that's awesome. How much is that? That's only 18. Give me that. Give me that. We'll find a use for it. And then what does this one do? Just plus 25% crit. I mean, that's fine. That's... I'm not gonna buy that one, probably. And we probably won't even use the one I did buy, but man, what an upgrade. You get a hold of a couple of those early, that's definitely going to bend your combat strategy. Because at 3 times 10, it's better than a medium laser. Okay, who are these against? Pirate organization, that's not great. Please tell me they're not all against pirates. Okay, great. Federated Suns rep. And... pirates. Damn it. Okay, so I'm pretty sure even if we take this to the maximum, it's still not going to get our Federated Suns rep back down. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Well, okay, the good news is that doing these is very likely to fix our Capellan rep, though. Right? It seems like adjusting your reputation at all clamps it back down to 100. So, let's go ahead and take this one as maximum negative rep. I guess, does that make sense to do? I was going to say we should pull these sliders down so that we can get the maximum negative, but we're not going to find anything that's going to lower our Federated Sons reputation by 3 points. If we lower it again, it'll be by doing another mission, and that mission is gonna, there's gonna be a floor on the amount of reputation it could possibly give. So where do we actually want to leave this? It depends a little bit on what we think the skull level of the next mission we do against them might be, right? Why don't we take it... Let's take it like that. That'll leave us at negative 94. Low skull missions. We've seen missions that give minus 6 rep before, and this still gives us the 3 points of priority salvage in case we run into the Shadowhawk here. I think this is reasonable. Alright, let's figure out what our rules of engagement are for today. I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess jump shot. Let's find out. Here's the thing about randomness. It's very streaky. It looks streaky to the human. Okay, you can only shoot at things that are within support weapon range of your mechs. The Vulcan lets us... Oh, that's neat. That's a neat interaction. Okay, we might take the Vulcan out here, because the Vulcan has increased support weapon range. That's a fun idea. So we gotta put together a 3-skull team. It's a Martian biome, so flamethrower mech, definitely useful. That said, I don't know if it's a good idea to bring the Vulcan on a 3-skull mission, because it has like 500 armor or something. 600. As I did put some extra armor on it, because I was worried about how light it was going to be. Okay, well let's have a look. Let's try to build ourselves an interesting 3-skull for this mission. So obviously we want mechs that want to get right up on top of people. 600 armor is not a ton. Who's heat efficient? Who do we have that's light and heat efficient? Actually, we probably want to bring the... Oh, that's right. The Orion is less efficient than it used to be. Could we bring the Marauder? The Marauder's super strong. What if we did, like, Marauder? We brought the Vulcan, because that's fun. And then we just need, like, a couple of mid-efficiency, probably light-sized... Oh, you know what? Penance Mech. Oh, I was going to pull the Penance Mech's PPC and replace it with a double plus, and I forgot. Ah, well. Too late now. Too late to be worried about it now. And then, what else is interesting and heat-efficient? Actually, the Wolverine's not too bad. This Thunderbolt's not too bad. This is probably going to put us... Oh, no, that did not put us over on weight. I guess if you want to cut down to a 40, that gives you a lot of room to bring other stuff. Okay, so Infernos plus extended range flamethrowers on the Martian biome. Yeah, that's cool. I think this will be a fun way to do it. Oh, let's have reasonable pilots here. So the Penance Mech absolutely needs a coolant vent pilot, and that's probably not even going to be enough. I actually think crews might be right for that, because there's also situations where we might want to split the fire of the Infernos. And then Sculpin is our replacement for Foxglove. We should probably put her in here, like on the Vulcan, maybe? It doesn't need to be super accurate. It's mostly going to be running right up on people, and all of the defensive skills will actually be meaningful there. And then the Thunderbolt and the Hoplite need real aim. Tire Fire might be exactly right on the Hoplite. Yeah, I think she is. And then Chicken Hound. Well, you know what? Are we going to use Sensor Lock, though? Maybe I'd be better off... I'm not going to worry about it. I don't think Bulwark is terribly good in the Martian biome. There's not a lot of sources of cover, so that's probably right. And then the Thunderbolt needs to be capable of getting right up in people's faces and fighting. So we probably would benefit from it having sure footing. Honestly, Chicken Hound might be the right pilot. I think he is. I think this is our team. Okay, so we're only allowed to fire at mechs that are in support weapons range of one of our mechs. And the Vulcan has double normal support weapon range, so we can use that to sort of finesse the rule here a little bit. I do love it when two parts of a... This is probably very clear to anybody who likes this channel's content enough to be 90-something episodes deep into a BattleTech series, but one of my favorite things in the whole world, this is so nerdy, is when two little bits of a mechanical system catch on each other like that. You get that the teeth of gears effect, where it's like, oh, this thing makes that thing feel different. It's such a simple, abstract pleasure, and it's probably the whole reason that I play video games all the time, because I'm always just looking for opportunities to make one bit of a system catch on a different bit of a different system. Human brain is a remarkable thing, even when it has a hole in it. So what are we doing? We've detected an inbound dropship belonging to the Federated Suns. Our local defense forces are ill-equipped to handle a lance of mechs. Well, let me tell you,
Command interface
there might be nothing else that we are equipped to handle.
Alright everyone, stay frosty.
Oh, Sculpin taking the lead right away here. Oh, wait, no. There we go.
Roger.
Actually pretty difficult to get her mech moving. The Vulcan is very, very fast. It has 6 jump jets in it, so...
Moving to position.
I guess the only thing that might have made sense is instead of having Sculpin in there, having a mech that or having a pilot who has ace pilot, so that it can do that move in, move out thing. But if you do that, you lose the ability to have coolant vent. I'm going to walk around the radiation field, because I don't think we can afford the extra heat. So the plan here is going to be
Position confirmed.
that the Penance mech and... wow, the Hoplite has really impressive visual range. The plan here is going to be the Hoplite and the Vulcan just bulldog people, and then we use them to buy room for the other mechs to fire. What do they have? They have a Shadowhawk 2D. Hold on a second. Is that? That is the guy. Oh, we found him. Okay, so we just got to make sure that we get that headshot. That's so important.
Commander.
That's somebody could die for it important. Is he within your... No. Not even your advanced... Oh no, he totally is. What is this range? This shorter range here? Well, he's totally within flamethrower range. This is a legal play. But he's gonna move, so maybe we should reserve till after he moves. Let's let him come forward, so that I'm guaranteed to be able to take the shots I want to take. I can't believe we actually found one in the wild. Whoa, that's a lot of evasion, sir. Okay, so I think we're going to be spending a lot of this turn stripping points of evasion off of that guy. Oh, hey, look, we found a whirlwind. There is cover. Let's get up here.
Roger.
And we're just gonna fire one weapon at him. We need to strip some evasion. Yo! This is a 3-skull mission. That is a full health Highlander 733p. What in the hell do they think they're doing? I'm actually terrified. Okay, you know what? We have the Hoplite. Hoplite will handle it. So we will fire one weapon here. Just enough to strip some evasion. Wow, that's a lot of heat generated. I guess I jumped a really, really long way. Do we have a sensor lock on anybody except Tirefire? I don't think we do.
I've got something.
They've got something else on too. So actually, their team of mechs is pretty heavy for
Fire damage, Commander.
the difficulty that we're supposed to be on. Yeah, it's a full health archer. Jesus. Okay, I'm really glad I brought the Hoplite. I think the Hoplite's going to be critical. Speaking of things that are critical. Alright, we're going to jump in. We're just going to fire the medium laser.
Affirmative.
We definitely need to get into cover. This is going to be a serious problem. Well, it's an exciting mission at least.
Got it.
So we strip as much evasion off of him as we can, and then we go for that.
Stand still when I'm
We
attacking
go for that
you.
sweet, sweet Hoplite headshot. The Thunderbolt. We can have the Thunderbolt attack a couple of targets. I think it runs to here where it's just in the cover. And then we're going to give you... Oh no! I positioned myself such that I can't shoot at him. Oh, that's bad. I'm not allowed to shoot at anybody else anyway. Nobody else is in range of our weapons. So that's double bad. I thought I had positioned myself such that I had an angle on all three of them, but I clearly screwed it up a little. Okay, let's, get into cover.
Don't need to tell me twice.
Our hit chances are not great.
Commencing Alpha Strike.
Oh, if we just hard missed both of the good weapons. Well, it's so important, so important that we get that shot. Okay, the good news is we have some ways of shutting down these big mechs. This is a bad biome for their loadouts. LRM-15s and PPCs and stuff generate a lot of heat. It does make it a little scary to get close enough to them to be allowed to fire on them, though.
I'm receiving you.
Alright, how much precision strike do we have available? Just one. And I'm going to go twice here, and then they're going to get to go right at the beginning, so they could move the Shadowhawk again. We might lose our,
Good to go.
might lose our shot. Can you get close enough to that guy to be able to hit him with your... Yes, we are in small laser range on the Highlander if we do this. I think I'm going to do that. I think we're going to commit real hard on the Highlander and just try to overheat it.
Ready, set.
We have enough rounds in the Inferno launchers that we can afford to be a little aggressive with them. If we whiff an activation or two, it's not the end of the world. Okay, that's not a bad outcome. We didn't get the shutdown, but pretty happy with that.
Waiting for orders.
Do I want to try punching him, or I'm actually just going to reserve. That Vulcan is standing there with 6 points of evasion. By the way,
Holding for tactical
I
advantage.
should probably actually show you what the CQC suite does, since we have one now and we can just see its stats. But it doubles your support weapon range, and it also reduces the chance for the Vulcan to get hit in melee combat.
I'm here.
Okay, so now we have an interesting question. Do we want to let the Shadowhawk move in the hopes that it will end its turn with fewer points of evasion? Or do we want to just go now before it potentially walks out of our allowed firing range? What does my shot look like now? Oh, it's still pretty bad. I think we take the Thunderbolt's turn. I don't know what I'm going to do with the Thunderbolt's turn.
Standing by.
I definitely don't want to shoot at the Shadowhawk, so I guess I just bombard the Highlander. What's my actual plan there? We're not going to be able to generate enough stability damage to knock it over, probably, because it's an assault mech with a pilot who is good at keeping it upright. You can see he has 4 bars of stability damage before he's even unsteadied. So that would feel a little wasteful. But I guess we got to start working on it. There's a chance, no matter how much we wish otherwise, there's a chance that we will be unable to get the headshot, so I guess let's start building toward a different kill.
Roger.
At the very least, we can maybe put a little bit of fear into it. Come on, melee dodge. Ooh. Alright. Okay, and he lost 1 point of evasion.
Yes, Commander.
We can strip another one off of him with the Vulcan. I'm a little annoyed at his move here. Like, ordinarily I'd be overjoyed for him to just show his backside to our mechs, but I think we actually can't target the head from behind, right? So, you do have Bulwark. I suppose I should move you into cover. Alright, and we're going to do the same thing here. Single weapon fire. We're just stripping evasion.
10-4.
Alright, I think we can get the hoplite into his left arc, but we're going to have to show the hoplites back to the other enemies more than I would like to do that. Well, no, I guess not. We can target his back from pretty far away from the other stuff still. Alright, here we go. I guess that could have been a walk. That didn't need to be a jump. It probably didn't. Probably jumping didn't even change the number of evasion pips I got.
This should be good.
Okay, well I did hit his head once.
Yeah, critical hit.
He is at 11 head health. So now anybody could kill him with a headshot, probably. Ooh, don't like that.
That could have been worse.
It could have been real bad if the Highlander had not had so much heat on it.
Show 'em what you got. They're getting an angle on me.
Okay, this Vulcan is standing up remarkably well to the very, the very aggressive and potentially very dumb thing that we've done with it.
Waiting for orders.
Who has the ability to knock this thing's head off? You do. So we could run you over to here, and go for the headshot. I don't have enough resolve to be able to take 2 chances at the headshot, so I guess the question is... No, there's no question. We want to try to do this with the hoplite. So... Do I think he'll move the archer first again? He totally might. I'm going to have you commit... Yeah, I'm going to have you run real hard. This is kind of the opposite of a commit. I don't know why I said the word commit.
Right.
I'm going to have you decommit. Uncommitify. And again, just strip evasion. Work on the side of him that's not already busted. I'm going to be so bummed out if he dies in any way other than us taking his
Good
head.
to go.
Penance Mech goes for shutdown on the Highlander, right? I think that's got to be it. Kind of want to do this... I want to do it like this. This makes the Locust a legal target for us. It is inside of support weapon range for the
Taking the
Penance
high
Mech.
road.
And I accidentally had jumped myself into a position that I couldn't walk out of on the last turn. So we've, I think, jumped into just a different such position now. Alright, definitely got him with the shutdown. That is an excellent start. Okay, they're fixating on the Vulcan, which is a little scary.
Standing by.
What can I do for you?
Hoplite needs to try not to shoot him from that same arc. Oh, I actually don't have a choice? Really? Ooh. That being the case, maybe I should let him move. Because I really don't want to be shooting at him from this side, but I also don't want to lose the accuracy. Maybe I just stand perfectly still and take the shot. My concern is that I will accidentally kill him. He does have 60 points of center torso health left. We probably can't afford to fire all of the guns. It's too dangerous. There's only 105 total health, so actually, firing even just the 2 guns that are weakest could result in us actually coring him. Accidentally coring him. So, I either need to get him to face a different way for firing, or I need to just go in with the 1 in 3 chance on the medium laser. I'm gonna do the latter. Oh, come on, medium laser.
Uh-huh.
Yes! Alright, that is 3 pieces of the last mech that we need in the loot pool. All we have to do is make it to the other side of this. And although we are up against a pretty fierce group of enemies here, I have high hopes. So, the question, do we really just hammer at the Highlander, or do we try to kill this Locust? What's my hit chance on the Locust? It looks like I'm too close. I need to back up a little bit for optimal range on the LRMs. No, actually, I'm fine. No, I'm not fine. Back up to here and use Precision Strike. I would like to get rid of the Locust. I know it's not the primary threat. The Highlander's going to be tough to kill. The old-fashioned way. I guess, actually, it's melting down pretty quickly. It did take heat-based structural damage twice last round, because it took it at the end of its turn, and then again when we pushed it to the shutdown state. So maybe we can just melt it between the Penance Mech and the Vulcan. Yeah, you know what? I actually am gonna I'm gonna try to burn the Locust real fast.
Tango down.
Okay, yeah, we got it. It had an ammo bin in its center torso. I don't know why the game is so jerky. My system monitors over on the other screen tell me that we are not in any danger of, like, there should be no reason for the game to be behaving that way. It's certainly not my computer's fault. Do we just run in and give him the flamethrower? I guess we don't really need to do anything right now. We could reserve down past... Like, if I hit reserve right now, we let the archer have his turn, and then we can start our turn with an attempt to take this guy's head off, or we can just penance mech him again. Yeah, let's see what the archer wants to do. I'm a little surprised that it still has vision of the... You would think that... I guess this guy's not shut down anymore, but I was going to say, you would think that the constant shutdowns would damage his sensor ability. A mech that is shut down would not provide sensor information to his team for a turn or something.
I hear ya. Waiting
Sorry,
on you,
cruise.
Commander.
I don't really see much reason to do anything other than this again. I guess I should probably move. Okay, keep him in small laser range.
Special delivery.
Yeah, he's taking a ton of structure damage from us doing this over and over again. Like his he's down to 2/3 structure.
I'm here.
And now we can try to get somebody in. I guess the play right now is try to get as close to that archer as possible, right? We need that thing to become targetable. I think it's outside of flamethrower range. Oh, it just barely is. So next round, we'll be able to shoot that. So for right now, we go for this guy. I think I want to provide the Vulcan as a targeting possibility to him, though. I want to give him vision. Let's let him make that error if he wants to. And I might just brace, honestly.
Standing by.
Alright, and you guys are just shooting at
Waiting for orders.
the Highlander. So let's see if we can kill it. I guess I wanna try to find a spot where I'm not gonna have vision of the archer. Oh, until I get up the slope. Okay, so we need to move this way while continuing to fire. Because we gotta get to a place where the hoplite has any chance at all of shooting that archer. And let's take those Gauss rifle shots right to the head.
Got it.
Oh, he's in shutdown mode. I didn't have to use precision strike for that.
Receiving you.
Thunderbolt gets to do the same deal.
Confirmed.
That's a little bit of a shame. I think we keep the laser on for this one. Yep, because the laser strike to the head is lethal, since the hoplite did hit with the smaller laser. Okay, all of a sudden things are looking real rough for this
Show
archer.
'em what you got.
For the moment, he is being maintained by the fact that I'm technically not allowed to shoot at him.
What can I
Actually,
do for ya?
let's start with the penance mech. Let's just run right up on this nerd. Seems like a time for a coolant vent, perhaps. And if I coolant vent, do I get to fire the PPC? Just barely. I think I'll take it. So we can get a shutdown with the Vulcan now.
Yes, Commander.
The
10-4.
Vulcan was actually quite useful here. We may as well turn on everything else.
Copy that.
That's pretty rough, man. And with the kind of coolant venting that you have in an archer,
Power up detected.
I think it's gonna have a real hard time keeping its
Standing by.
heat down at a reasonable level.
I hear ya.
All right, tell me you cannot get an unobstructed shot. We'll have to take this.
All weapons are go.
All right, well that's just some very accurate shooting on the part of our team. Really well done, everybody. I am so pleased. So very, very pleased about that. I keep looking over. I have the scoring list up on the other monitor. I keep looking over to double check. It said 2D, right? Not 2H? Yeah. Okay, 2D, for sure 2D. And this means that we no longer have to take any priority salvage on missions if we don't want to. Just to simplify our looting a little bit. The Vulcan, I think, outperformed my expectations on its first run. Gimme, gimme, gimme. And we might actually even still get useful stuff. We're pulling 9 other items out of the loot pool. It's not impossible we finish that 733p and get to sell that off for like a hit defense. Yeah, there's cool stuff in this loot pool. We did not get the Highlander pieces. Okay, we got a bunch of very generic loot aside from this. Can't complain. With all of the loot, the worst loot left in the pool, even if it gave us nothing aside from our priority, that's still the best loot we've ever taken. So that's going to push us up to almost 550, right? 550k score. That's pretty good. And then if we can finish fixing our reputations, this mission also should have, I guess it probably pushes us over 550, right? Because it should have pushed our reputation completion up, because I think it will have fixed our Capellan rep. Yeah, 566. Look at that. Look at all the numbers. It's beautiful. So, yeah, faction reputation completion back up to 30k. So all we need to do is finish off our Free Worlds League stuff and our Federated Sun stuff, which we should be able to do up here. We only have 42 days remaining, which... we might not be able to finish both of them. We might have to pick a direction on that one. 13 days to egress. I'm kind of curious. Where is that? Travel contract would take us to egress, which is 2.5. That could have Federated Suns rep and could have Free Worlds League rep on it. And would leave us with 29 days, which is certainly another travel. I think that's probably what we'll do. If we're guaranteed to get a mission working for the Capellans there, do we get to see if I hit negotiate on this now? It does tell us who it's against, and it absolutely would allow us to bomb out our Federated Suns rep. Okay, we have a plan. Let's finish up this world before we get too into that. So now we have to consider, with every one of these missions, whether it's better for our score to just take raw money or to take salvage. And I think it's actually kind of a complicated... I don't really know how to calculate it, because it's so hard to know what the value of a mech chassis part is going to be on account of how many different mech chassis we might see. If we go into our mech bays area and we look at the storage tab, you can see here how many pieces of each mech body we have sitting around. So if we're assuming on a 3-skull mission, you can see literally anything, right? We saw a Locust and a Highlander on that last mission. It would be a single point of priority salvage that finishes a mech that's at 4 pieces is worth way more than the amount of money we give up by taking that point of priority salvage. But there's also a lot of mechs where, like, if we ran into a Warhammer 6D, its body parts are useless. Probably they're literally, like, they're almost literally valueless, because the odds of us finding enough of that mech to finish it are pretty low. So my thought is it might be worth it to take 3 points of priority salvage on each mission, and try to make sure we kill 1 mech via headshot. Because that's 3 pieces of a mech. That's fairly likely to give us a completion, right? Like, what does that cost us in terms of money? If we want to go from 305k down to 0, we're looking at 600,000 C-bills, which is more than we would get for selling some mechs, but certainly a lot less than you get for selling like an assault class or most heavies. Yeah, it's really hard to know, actually. And we're probably talking about a pretty small number of points overall. It's not worth agonizing over, I don't think. But I don't think it's simple. All right, let's spin the wheel again here. Let's see what the glorious Bloodwheel might ask of us here on this planet today. Please let it be something that allows me to shoot people. No half measures, it says. The Bloodwheel's a big Breaking Bad fan. I mean, honestly, who isn't? No half measures means mechs can only fire if they fire all of their equipped weapons. I like it. I think that's that's somewhat in line with the way we usually play. That is a little trickier in a Martian biome, though. What's the other mission on this planet? We haven't landed on a mission yet. This one's merely the desert. Boy. Alright, well... yeah, let's take it as the desert one. There's a little bit less money at stake here, which means we lose a little bit less by going for this level of salvage. And we accept. We're allowed to go up to 3.5 skulls. We'll probably pull the Vulcan. A mech with support weapons is risky to run with no half measures. Like, as much as I love the Penance mech for missions on hot biomes, anytime we can't fire the small laser and the PPC together, we can't fire at all, so probably that thing's got to get cut. Could we replace it with... see, my immediate thought was like, ooh, Grasshopper and Warhammer are both probably in an acceptable weight range for adding half a symbol, but they both have support weapons. It might be difficult to actually fire all their stuff. This guy is definitely interesting. Does a 70-ton mech keep us in the right... yeah, it keeps us in approximately the right spot. What about the Orion? Okay, we could run the Orion. The Orion has a nice broad range of hit. 0 to 270. Lets us fire all of our weapons. The Thunderbolt's actually great for this mission. The Marauder is let down by this medium laser a little bit. That actually does complicate using the Marauder a bit, but I think we're fine to keep it in. Thunderbolt's a good fit. Boombox is a good fit. And the Vulcan can set things on fire out to 270? Out to 180. Because it's the CQC suite doubles the range, right? Sorry, it adds 90, which is effectively the same as doubling, because all the support weapons that are in the game right now have a 90-meter range, but I think we probably pull the Vulcan for something that's a little bit more, has a little bit more reliable weapon ranges. So this Blackjack would be real fun if it didn't have a small laser. This is actually kind of a tricky problem. We could pull in this Wolverine, large lasers and SRMs, and it's heat efficient-ish. We could just bring in the Griffin. Yeah, let's bring in the Griffin. Does that keep us in the... pushes us up. No, sorry, 3.5 is totally where we're supposed to be. Yeah, this is, I think, a pretty compelling team. We probably... Do we want to leave Sculpin in here? This doesn't allow us to target the Griffin's weaponry as much as I would like, because she doesn't have called shot mastery, so maybe we want to swap Brass in. These missions can be hard enough that it's worth making sure we're going like with the full team. But yeah, I think we're cool from there. The Thunderbolt's pretty much always going to be able to fire. It has very flexible weaponry. The Marauder's going to have to get a little bit closer to people than we usually want it to. And then we're going to play the Boombox and the Griffin, the Orion and the Griffin, pretty much the same way we always do, which is just run at the enemy at full speed while screaming. Never ever stop screaming, because screaming is the source of your power. We had to tell Steamfitter to stop, because he refuses to turn off the comm system in his mech, obviously. And again, I didn't actually read what the mission is at all. This is a convoy ambush. These actually can be kind of scary sometimes, because the convoy guards are almost always a full lance of enemy mechs, and then the vehicles, it seems like, maybe don't take any mission budget at all, and sometimes they can be very dangerous. You know, a vehicle with like a pair of AC-20s on it or something. God, it's just like, having gotten the Shadowhawk is such a weight off my shoulders, score-wise.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, according to our survey maps, you should be able to see the convoy's route from this location. Once you have eyes on, destroy the vehicles. Got it. Blow stuff up. Now our positioning matters in a slightly different way than it usually does. The escape is over here, so we assume they're driving like probably through this valley area. So actually, this is probably a pretty good approach.
Our target is within sensor range.
Okay, they're coming from like that way. Yeah, we gotta move real fast.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
We wanna... the hoplite has to get closer to people than usual, that's right. And we might just come at them all from the same side. If somebody was gonna wing off and have a flanking angle, it was gonna have to be the Thunderbolt. So what are we looking at? 55, a 65. Yeah, I mean, jump all the way in here. Show me what we're looking at. It's a catapult. It's a bull shark. It's a bull shark. Oh my. And then 80 tons, 80 tons, 60 tons, 60 tons. The Griffin's in grave danger. I've put us in a very seriously dangerous spot. Well, okay, the good news is they're not at full armor. The bad news is everything else about our situation. So they have 39 head health with this amount of armor. That's a shame. That means we're not going to get any random medium laser headshot kills. I think we just go in through the arm of this thing. How much health does its leg have? Only 150? Maybe we leg it? If I do this, I'm going to take one of the PPCs off. Center torso has machine gun ammo in it, which is probably going to be pretty helpful. Alright, so this guy's vulnerable now. Unfortunately, I think it may be the case right now that a lot of our other mechs are not able to fire with the no half measures restriction. The Thunderbolt might be able to get a kill. Right, can you get close enough? Are you allowed to fire? Nope. So you are full sprint mode.
Sprinting.
This is a restriction that might cost us some things.
Receiving you.
And then the hoplite definitely can't get in. Also has to be a full sprint probably. What's over here? It's a 55 ton something. I think we have to like just get as close as possible. And then that bull shark's gotta the plan has to be headshots on the bull shark, but we can't worry about that right now. I think we gotta try to finish off this catapult for the moment. How much center torso health is left? Okay, so this could totally be a kill if we can get a hit on that ammo bin.
Confirmed.
Oof. The laser hitting the leg is pretty bad. Yeah, that's a real shame. Oh dear, SPPC carrier with the lineup of mechs right there. That's pretty good. Like I was saying, I don't think the vehicles are part of the mission budget. I think they just get all the vehicles for free, which means that you can be facing way more enemies than you would expect on a mission like this.
Orders.
All right, bad news on the fleeing catapult. The good news is that this assassin's not really very dangerous. So I think what we might be doing here is having Brass leap into cover right in front of the vehicles. The thing is, I got to be able to shoot everybody, and every point of evasion is going to matter so much. We probably just flatten the SPPC carrier, right? I think that's probably the smart play. That'll get us up to 54 resolve, which means that if we pull off a headshot kill on the bull shark, we'll be up at, we'll have enough resolve for another shot. So what else do we have? A Demolisher LBX, a Bulldog, which is relatively... oh dear. An Inferno carrier that we can't shoot at because there's too much stuff in front of it. Might coolant vent. I might coolant vent this turn. The LB10X thing is definitely less dangerous than the SPPCs. We're going to coolant vent. I'm going to get myself in a place where the Inferno thing is not going to just kill me straight up. And we can't afford to use Precision Strike here. We just got to hope for good clustering. Wow. We got good clustering. It's just a lot of armor. A lot of armor. Ow. Hey. Don't do that. We are in some actual danger here. Also, I'm really surprised at how much stability damage
Waiting on you, Commander.
we're still coping with.
I hear ya.
Alright, the hoplite is a very high importance guy right now. Oh no. We can't take advantage of Breaching Shot. I was going to kill him with Breaching Shot, but I'm not allowed to fire only one of the guns. How does that change things for us?
What can I do for ya?
I don't know, but it definitely does. Okay,
Waiting for orders.
let's move the Orion. Get the Orion in here and start shooting at somebody. I'm going to intentionally take fewer points of evasion than I am entitled to in the hopes of drawing people's attention. Alright, the PPC carrier has 31 front health, so this is definitely a split fire kind of situation. I'm not allowed to shoot at the Inferno carrier, which is what I really want to shoot at. But I'm thinking we go... and that's a Kintara, which is actually a pretty dangerous mech. This is scary. Alright, I'm thinking we go... the PPC carrier gets, like, the UAC-10. This guy gets 2 SRM-6 bays, maybe just 1. And then you have a lot of health, and are probably not a reasonable target. Maybe I don't fire all the weapons? Because Infernos. God, I wish I could shoot at that Inferno launcher. Can't not fire all the weapons. Them's the rules. Okay, so Let's give a second SRM pod to this guy. I think this is probably overkill on both targets, but...
Got it.
Are you kidding me? How did it... How? How did it even do
Everything
that?
you've got.
So all of the damage went to the side arc. The UAC-10... The odds of the UAC-10 not finishing that job by itself are basically 0, so that's really
Gyro's
frustrating.
failing. I'm going down.
79 center torso health left with the... Okay,
I'm hit, Commander.
that's very, very bad. How much health does the Inferno Carrier have? It has too much.
What can I do for you?
Standing by.
Alright, we have a lot of ability to spread fire. You get to stand out in the open, which is good for you. We're gonna lose Brass. And that Griffin. Losing that Griffin's bad. That would break our... Oh, man. She doesn't get to go until they've had 4 more units go. Shit. Okay, well, we just gotta do what we can here. Losing that Griffin would really suck, though, because that would mean we have to complete another Griffin to get our completion points back. So we're going to... 6 Infernos is enough heat to shut anybody down, right? They do 15 each. So we have to take you fairly seriously. You... It should be enough to shoot you with the large laser. Probably. And then we hit this guy with something too. I mean, I think it's got to be like this. This might not kill the PPC carrier, but I think the place we're in right now is one where we have to get lucky in order to keep people alive.
Aye, aye.
Primary target is dead.
So we have to play for the lucky plays. I'm pretty sure. Come on, yes. Excellent work, Chicken Hound. Excellent.
Vehicle killed.
Dude is really holding his own. Please don't, please don't. Okay, almost all of it went center.
I'm in trouble. Good to go.
So, basically what it comes down to is, do we kill the bull shark? Because if we don't, it kills the griffin. We just have to hit 2 weapon shots to the head. That's all there is to it.
Firing everything I've got.
We didn't. Oh. No, actually, I think we did. I think we did, and it's just 40 damage reduction. Come on, please stop, please stop, please stop. Oh, okay. Alright.
I'm taking internal
Oh no, wait, they
damage.
still have 2 more people who get to take a turn before we get to do anything at all. He shut his mech down in the attempt to kill me. She's dead, though. Actually, he didn't hit her center torso at all with any of that fire. Please stop. Yeah, that's a kill. God damn it. Again, the game systems are just not designed to work with the enemy having 8 units. Because you can get a situation like that where we never had a chance to save her. That's really annoying.
Orders.
Should never be the case that they get 8 turns between your turn. I think they sort of like, they put themselves in an awkward position in the design phase of the original game, and then while trying to crank up the difficulty and mission variety in the expansions and stuff, they just like they hit the natural design limits of the system and then just push through them, because what else are they supposed to do? I guess let's precision strike the hell out of this demolisher. They actually don't have that many things left that are dangerous to us. This guy is deserving of a lot of attention. Managed to, even with the precision strike, fail to kill it, because it has far too much armor.
Waiting for orders.
So it has 8 health left in its left side, despite the fact that we could not have hit its left side with our weapons. Like, that's just definitely not what happened. I think this gives us an opportunity to core the bull shark, and I think we kind of have to... no, I don't really want to try to take that.
Good to go.
I guess they don't get to go anymore during this this phase, so we may as well just have the we can have the hoplite go now. Come on, show me that
All
shot.
weapons are go.
Okay, that's probably good loot.
Enemy down.
Boy, I wonder where we're at on Griffin
Waiting
1S.
for orders.
I bet we don't have a spare. God damn it. Okay, we had to finish the Demolisher, and I have to move around in a really awkward way to be able to fire into the arc that I want to fire into. No, it's actually impossible for me to fire into its left arc, despite the fact that that's exactly what has happened so far. So I guess we run to... well, we jump, probably, to allow us to position ourselves most optimally, or to position our facing most optimally.
Time to fly.
And then I guess we just shoot it with enough weapons. We can't guarantee that anything will hit the left arc, though. So let's give him 2 of the missile pods. And then also shoot at this thing a little bit.
Affirmative.
Okay, the very first missile went where we wanted it to there.
Critical hit, Commander. Come on, mech warriors. It's go time.
It's man, it's really frustrating that the SPPC launcher didn't die when it initially should have died on the Griffin's jump in, because that would have changed absolutely everything about that situation.
Good to go. Moving to position.
Alright, you have to coolant vent so that you can fire. This thing will probably not survive a huge amount more damage. Let's go like... maybe the UAC on the mech and all of the missiles on the Bulldog?
Roger that.
Really would love for this Bulldog to die. Of course not. The fire will spread out however it has to in order for the kill not to happen. I mean, we're very close to invincible, though, at this point. Like, our toughness relative to the weapons they have remaining. We're in no danger at all. It's just a matter of finishing the job. Okay, let's do something like... I'd love to shoot that guy in his back arc, but apparently we can't get good range on the missiles. I mean, even from bad range, we still have... oh, you know what? I'm not going to be able to fire everything. Yeah, and he doesn't have coolant vent, so we can't fire at all. Alright, well, you're in his back arc. Hopefully he feels threatened. And you just...
Engaging jump jet.
back up, and we could go for the Kintaro's not really be able to the Kintaro's not really going to be able to fire on its turn, and somehow this is in the right arc of this tank, despite the fact that we couldn't find the left arc of the other tank, even at very similar angles. It's a little annoying. I mean, I guess we'll precision strike the tank and just try to make sure we get the thinner side armor.
Commencing.
Okay.
Time to bug out. Get to the LZ for extraction.
That's a vehicle kill. Let's get fired up. There's work to do.
Yeah, just 100% wasting his time. I'm pretty sure we back armor him with the Orion. It's gonna be... I wonder if the Orion's gonna be able to fire, because we already used coolant vent, so we're in that phase where we're generating extra heat every turn. I might not be able to fire. It doesn't look great. And I can't tell whether or not I'll be able to fire because I don't currently have firing arc on an enemy. And you can't just... You can't get numbers out of this bar, so we can't just do the math ourselves. So we'll run to here and hope. Nope. Alright.
Commander?
It is a total bummer. I think that there are no numbers on any of the bars in this game, because there absolutely should be. Like, the stability bars should have numbers on them, the heat bars should have numbers on them.
Locking in all weapons.
We can
And the thing where the game shows you an indicator on the bar of where your action will move the bar to is a kludgy fix for exactly reasons like that, where you can't get yourself into a position where the game will show you its estimate of where you'll end up, and you really should just be able to do that math.
Let's get fired up.
Alright, no headshots, but we opened up some holes there. He's just gonna continue aggressively wasting my time.
Waiting for orders.
Can we get a marauder shot directly into the spine of this mech?
Firing everything I've got.
There we go.
That's a kill.
Well, we're in a pretty bad spot now, all of a sudden.
Mission successful.
I am frustrated by that for a bunch of reasons that are the game's fault and also a bunch of reasons that are my fault. So, can we finish anything here? No. We could take 3 pieces of a bull shark. We get an injury resist cockpit. That's a handy thing to have. I guess at this point, though, I should really just be taking salvage. And it probably doesn't make sense to pull the bull shark salvage with us having 0 parts. I could have sworn I had taken down another bull shark at some point, but maybe not. Yes, we take... I'd rather go to 1 piece of bull shark than a 2nd piece of Kintaro. Is that true? No, it's not. Because you can get 3 pieces of a mech all at once. Get anything fun here? Oh, there's a bunch of plus 10 damage medium lasers. Yeah, there's some decent loot in there. There's some alright stuff in there. Very bummed out, though. And we lost some pilot XP. The fact is, most things that give you XP give you a small enough amount that, like, losing brass is not a huge problem relative to losing that mech. God, that really sucks. Now, Griffin's a fairly common mech. It's entirely possible we'll see another one. Oh, Brass lived! Brass lived! Oh, thank God. Thank God for our medical tech. Okay. But the mech is a problem. So, let's have a quick look here. Where are we at on Griffin 1S? It is a pretty common mech. You see a lot of Griffins. So we probably have some parts. Where would the Griffin be? We're at 2 parts. We had a spare Griffin 1N. Just, it's not a 1S. Well, is it common enough that there are parts we can buy here in this store? I don't think so. Yeah, there's no Griffin here. Okay, well that's probably fucked us. Yeah, almost certainly, actually. At least we have enough parts of the 1S that if we see another 1S in the field, we'll be able to take home enough bits to finish it. That's something. Okay, we'll be able to get back to 40,000 points of reputation completion on the next world. And then we're really only 1 lucky break away from being back at 50, and that could happen on that next world. We're not in a horrible, horrible place score-wise. I'm super frustrated about that Griffin thing. But I guess that's just how it goes. So I think we are out of time for today. That's going to be it for us for right now. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, tomorrow. We are continuing to make progress and continuing to patch up the little holes that we create with our mistakes. Hopefully that'll go smoothly. And we'll see you then.